Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. It's only about 7:45, and I'm going to trade short the euro here this morning. So I'm just getting a deal ticket ready here. So straight in here, was 1 unit. There's 2 units. I'll put 2 units in for now, but may add another 2 units if it retraces up. I'm going to put a stop up at 123.40. The trade's based on the on the 4 hour charts from yesterday. So just take you out to the 4 hour chart if I can find the 4 hours on this charting software nowadays. Yes, based on the 4 hour chart, we've gone below the 4 hour 20 where I'm not showing the other charts at the moment, they're off screen. We've got negative momentum in the background. I'd still like to see us under pressure here and seeing if we can come that bit lower. So that's what I'm up to there. So I've just gone short at 123.23. One stop at 123.40. Ideally, I'd quite like the stop up at 123.60, but it just feels a bit too far and I can't justify the risk reward. So the stop's still okay where it is at 123.40. But if I do get stopped out, then I can always then reassess and maybe take another trade later. So anyway, got 2 units in short there on the euro dollar. Targets wise, first target would be down at 123, the round number. That was pretty much yesterday's lows. So, and then the next target probably 122.90. So two nice little intraday targets there today on the euro dollar. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, so we've had a right old turn on the euro here this morning. So it's now my stops at 123.40, as you know. So we're really not far away from me getting stopped here this morning on this euro dollar. It doesn't mean to say that the day's over. Obviously, it's only early. It's at whatever time we're at. So I'll be watching to see if there's any other opportunities as we go through the day. Now, I was just talking to the guys in the trading room here, and there is the potential's there for the euro to have quite a decent amount of upside. If it's going to go higher here, then it could well get up to potentially 123.70 maybe. As high as that. It doesn't have to. I've just been looking at the daily ranges, so it has the scope to go that far, and that would then meet its sort of average range. But I'm just sort of sitting back and just watching it at the moment and seeing how it gets on. We've got 20 minutes until the end of the hour, so maybe once we lock in, if we lock in a really nice bar here, it's looking like we might well do at the end of this hour. Then maybe I will entertain looking at the long side because we have switched to the positive momentum on all of the smaller time frames. So I'll have a look at it, but I'm not 100% on that. Anyway, we'll come back to it in a bit. But it looks like I'm about to get stopped out. We're about a couple of pips away from my stop here. Okay, so I have just been stopped out in the euro. Let's just take a screenshot of the account. Here's the two entries we've got here. 123.23 as I took, and there's my stop outs at 123.40, and so I have taken a £262 loss on that euro there this morning. So like I said, as always, it's only early at the moment, so I'll keep looking across these markets. The euro, like I keep saying, it's got the scope to go higher. I'll see how it looks at the end of this hour. Well, we've got 15 minutes to go. And it's certainly got the potential. It's just a case of whether I want to, because when I look at my slightly higher time frames, it's all just a bit of a mess, and so I'm not entirely convinced that I'm that bothered about being in this and today. But we'll see. I'll press pause now. I was just saying to the guys here, if I actually take this out to an hourly chart, you maybe get a slightly different perspective here. So this is what's going on with the euro dollar here. So obviously from yesterday it came down, it made a high overnight. It's literally just taken that high out. Obviously this is where we've just been when I've just got stopped out. And so yeah, it's going to be a strong close here. We've only a couple of minutes to go till the end of the hour, so this bar's about to close similarly to where it is now. So there should be some more upside. There should be more upside in this, as I've been discussing, but I'm going to reluctantly just sit on the sidelines and just watch it here, um, because I have a overall. I would rather see the euro come down, based on slightly other analysis, but that's on bigger time frames. But so because of that, I have a bit of a bias today, that I would rather see the euro come down. So, but I know, looking at it on the intraday charts, that it certainly has plenty of scope to come up and up to this hourly 50 here, and then potentially way beyond actually. But I'm just going to stubbornly sit back and just say, no. Do you know what? One thing that I know that keeps me from going in is that if I was to buy, and I could obviously very quickly find a buying opportunity here. If I go back down to the smaller time frames, I'd find a buying opportunity on a little pullback here. But if it did that and it rolled all the way back over, then I'd sort of kick myself for not sticking to my guns. And so, for that reason, I'm not going to be in. But I think that's only probably maybe a 20% odds now. But it's not comfortable with me today to be on that side. And even though I can see that its potential strength, sometimes you have to listen to yourself and say, yeah, I would only trade it badly if I traded that. So that's the excuse I use anyway. So so I'm just going to sit back and watch this euro, as it is strong and probably going to continue to come up higher. Um, Sometimes you have to accept that there's nothing wrong with sitting out of the market if it's just not quite what you want to see. So, and just sitting back and not actually trading. So nothing wrong with that. So anyway, I'm not saying that I'm not going to trade the rest of the day because it's only 9 o'clock, but I'm not going to trade this move anyway, and we'll see what else happens as we come through the day. Okay, so euro's backing off, as you can see here, and if we're going to close back inside my bands here, this is the hourly charts. If we're going to close back inside the bands, I'm going to take this as a bit of rejection, that it's just come up to take this prior higher out and then is rejected, and then might still want to come back down like I was looking for earlier on. It's what, quarter to 10 now. So if we close inside the bands here, if we close inside my bands in 15 minutes time, I will put one unit in. So I'll sell one lot. I sold two lots earlier on this morning. I'll put one lot in with a stop above the high. And then if it then works its way back lower, then I'll add the position if it gives me a bit more confirmation it does work its way back down to these lows. So around about 123.20. So, and then I'll start to add the position. If I only put the one unit in and I get stopped out, so be it. It's only one unit, one lot with a stop out there. But I had that view this morning, and like I said, sometimes you have to stick to your guns, and if you've got a view or some analysis. So if that had carried on going higher, like I said, I'd just have to sit back and just watch it and see what it does. But if it's not, and at the moment we could just get this close inside the bands at the end of this hour, we'll see. It might not. It might come back up in the next 15 minutes. But if it does, then I'll be shorting it shortly. Shorting it shortly. Love it. Okay, just back. We closed inside the bands there on the hourly, so I'm going to hit it here at 34. Just done a little bounce. I've only got to put a stop up at 46. And if it comes back down, now to take you back to the hourly chart there, if it does roll back down here this morning, then I will then start looking to build the position back down to roughly where I was shorting it originally this morning, from this morning. So if it gets back down to that low 20s, then that's where I would start to look. I could be completely wrong, bear in mind, and maybe this has been a bit of a deeper retrace or whatever after having that nice big up bar, and it's not followed through much. But for the sake of like I said, I'm just going to put that stop in place. Let's just bring up the ticket here. 123.46. Then I'm quite happy to put the one unit in here and take that risk. If it comes lower, then I feel like I'll get more confirmation if it does come lower. But this is the early stage that maybe all is not quite going according to plan for the Bulls here. So we'll see. Anyway, I'll press pause and we'll come back to it. I'm going to be taking a break though. Walking the dog across Greenham Common now, so it is possible that, if I'll be keeping my eye on the phone whilst I'm out, that if it gets right away down to those lows, then I might have to just put a short in while off my phone while I'm out. But anyway, otherwise, we'll obviously be doing it live when I'm back on the mic. Okay, just back, and I've just come back from the dog walk, and the euro is coming down as we can see. So I'm going to get that second unit in, probably maybe even a third, because it's a certain kind of setup that's happening here at the moment. So I'm not don't feel like I'm gonna try and get a super duper entry or anything like that. I'm just gonna add to the position. Remember, we've got the first unit in at 34, and this one's going to be, obviously quite a bit lower. I'll put this one unit in, and then if it does a retrace, I'll get the second one in. But I said the low 20s, and it's like the market's come down for me, just for me. So let's. I'm just waiting for the close of the bar, but it doesn't really matter now. Of course, it's come down quite a bit further than I thought, but than it was going to. So here we go. So fingers on the buzzers. The guys in the trading room are here as well. So look at that, low 120s. I said low 120s. So we have. Oh, come on then. Oh, now I might have to wait for a little retrace. Cheeky little monkey of a market. Oh, well, I'll put a unit in, and I'll add another one in on a retrace. Stops are going to be able to be up here at 40. I'll move all the stops down as well, actually, not just the. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to have to go in 21. In at 21, guys. Short at 21. What do I mean all the stops down at? No, this is, yeah, I got stopped out of the two this one, didn't I? Yeah. So anyway, so I've gone in at, right down at the lows probably, but sometimes I just want to put a unit in. If we get a retrace, I'll get that other unit in. So oh yeah, cool. So I've already got the other unit in. Yeah, with the stop at 46. So let me just bring that one up, and I'm going to bring that stop down now to 40. It's a funny old game, trading, isn't it? Just when you think that you might be on the wrong side of the market, sometimes you have to stick to your guns when it comes to the analysis. And all of a sudden, this euro is now priming itself for, hopefully, for the rollover to work its way down here today. If we look at that daily range so far, it's not much of a daily range at all, so it's definitely got scope to expand its range. Could go all the way back up again, but I'm going to stick with my original analysis, which was for the downside. So it's I think this is going to be a really good video today in sticking to your guns sometimes when a market looks like it might want to go in one direction like it did there, but saying no, my main analysis is to look for it to go down, so I'll just have to wait and see. So we have got the other unit in there at 123.21. Let's actually get the stop in place because I haven't done that yet. So I've got the other stop in place from the one we put in earlier on. 123. Sorry, I don't know what we've done. 123.40. Right, okay, so that's the stop in place with that. Still going to be looking to get another entry in yet, though. This isn't over. So nice move down, exactly into the zone that I was looking for, down into the lows of the day. This euro dollar can't just have a daily range that small today. This tiny little range there. So it's got to expand the range. Now either one of two things is going to happen. That I've caught it right down the lows, and it's going to turn itself right away back up and carry on going higher today, or it's going to roll over. I'm going with the rollover because that's where I've been all day. So it's just a case of, can I get another entry? I've got the entry from 34 in, and now we've got the entry 21 in. Can we get the rollover? So, can we get can it carry on rolling over? And can I get another entry in? So we're looking for another entry here. I'll press pause in a moment. The targets are going to be yesterday's lows and then a bit lower than that as well. So purple line, that's what shows yesterday's lows. So showing 122.99 and a half. So 123. So I'll bank one at 123 for off the 34 entry. So that would be 34 pips. And then off of this entry, we'll see if we can get a little bit lower down to around about 122.90 And I'll double check the ranges, but that could well be do the job, so to speak. And then it'll be one of those days. It won't be if I don't get another unit in, it wouldn't be a massive profit because I've obviously had the loss earlier on the 2 units. So if I only get 2 units on this, it'll make more money than I lost. But here we go. It's coming down nice and fast now. Thank you very much, Euro. So if it can get down there, then we'll make more money than we lost. But um, it it won't be a huge profit today. But if I can get another unit off, if it allows me to get in, then it's happy days. I shall press pause for now. We'll come back to this shortly. Resume. Okay, so we're on the bands now. I'd like to get 20. Can we get 20? If I can see 20 there. Oh, okay. Got filled at 19 and a half. There we go. So I've actually now added that third unit here. Going to put the stop up at 40 with the other two. 39, 40. I was just saying to the guys in the trading room here, is it possible? This is still a small range so far today. Is it possible? It's only a 36 pip range. Is it possible that this move we've just had to the downside here, it's just a bit of a flush, and actually the market's going to completely reverse and go higher again? Of course, anything can happen in the market, but you have to set your stall out sometimes as well. So if I lose on this trade as well, then yeah, I'll lose 500 quid or something like that today in total. So on this account, so we'll have to see now, I guess. But we've still got half an hour until this hourly bar closes. Now, as it currently stands, oops, that's a 6-day. There we go. As it currently stands, we're sitting on a hammer, but obviously we've still got half an hour to go. So I'd rather we didn't have finish on a hammer, but it doesn't mean to say just because it has a hammer that it has to go higher either. Everything is gradually rolling over. It's gradually rolling over overall, even on the hourly charts here. So, but it'd be nicer if it wasn't, especially if it's a green hammer. So we shall see. We'll come back to this shortly. Okay, just back on the recording here, and as you can see from where I got that third unit in, we're just coming off now. So at just after 10 to 1. So just playing this waiting game to see if it can get down, as I've been saying, down to my purple line here, which is yesterday's lows. So which is around about 123. So we're about 8 pips or so away at the moment, but it could still take quite a while. You never know. It took look, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes in this little retracement before then it started to come over again. So, but anyway, the positions are looking okay at the moment, so we'll see if we can get down there. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put limit orders in for the target. So let's bring up the deal tickets and put the limit orders up. So there's the entry at 34. So the 34 entry, the target, I'm just going to put this in at 123. So target's at 123 on that. That's from the entry that we had at 34. The two other entries, I'll bring them both up. So we've got the short 21 and the short 19. Right, so let's bring those both up. Because I'm not necessarily going to be around here live to do these with you this afternoon on this recording, because I do have I'm just about to come out of the trading room. So let's do 122.91. So I said about 90, it's just a little bit above 90. So 122. So I've got limit orders in across the board now for this. I like doing it and hitting the buttons manually because it's more interesting on the video rather than just coming back to it several hours later and saying, oh yeah, look, it hit. But you don't always have time to be around. So there we go. We've got the limit orders are in. We'll just have to see what happens now. Okay, and finally back. It's 6 o'clock. It's taken all this time for this euro since I was last on the mic. I've just been doing stuff all afternoon. Just put the orders in as you last saw, and let it do its thing. And it looked really good for coming lower. And but it's chopped around, and it's finally come up and stopped me out at 40. So I'll bring up the positions in a moment. But yeah, one of those things. It's not really been much of a range on the day. Look, a really tiny little range here today at 6 o'clock. Maybe it expands it a little bit more now. I don't know, but it's been a tiny little range. And so Yeah, a stop it. It was one of those ones where it was looking like I definitely felt this morning. Yeah, and it looks good once it starts rolling over like that. It should probably break down, and on a lot of other days it would have done, but on this day, no. So anyway, it's come all the way up there. Let's bring up the. I've just taken two screenshots of the account here. So here's all the positions. So we've got the two positions from this morning. These were the first two positions, which, as you've already seen, stopped me out for 131. And these were the positions here, or two of the positions this afternoon. So what have we got? So that's 260, 360, 460. Call it 560 plus. There's also this one, so which is £50, and that was the entry at 34, which I obviously had the stops at 40. So you can see these were the two add-ins down once we came down. Obviously the stops were at 40. So what did I just say? Whatever that amounts to, I think it was 600. So let's do it again. 260, 360, 460, 560, yeah, 600. So a 600 down day today on that. I gave it a go. I had two trades there. Some decent enough sized positions to try and to see how we got on today, but it's just not worked out today. Losing day. But I thought that it was good this morning. I thought it was really good. The fact that it came up, you stick to your guns. If you've got analysis for it to roll over, but it may still roll over. Maybe it's just not worked out. In that it's just played around here. But nevertheless, a losing day for today. I shall be back in touch next week.